Leveraging the power of association. LinkedIn isn't just a social media platform. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros. And today I am bringing you a show that's based on what you guys have asked for. So a lot of people are asking me, they're getting into where they're going to be talking about their business and really showing off what their business can do in the industry. And so now it's time to really hit the ground running with their business and build up some of the relationships and opportunities that they want to have in their business. And so we're going to talk about leveraging the power of association and how to do that, how to tactfully build up your followers, but in LinkedIn. So it's not quite what you think as far as followers. So hello, I just want to say, let me know you're watching live, #live or #replay. Good to have you, Kyle, Sean, Kelly. Awesome to see you. Again, we're going to dive in. This is LinkedIn specifically because it is such a strong platform for us to be able to use. Actually, let me know in the chat if you guys have a LinkedIn profile already created that you are actually using right now. So even if you don't have it fully done, just let me know in the chat if you have a LinkedIn profile. I know we have a little bit of a delay today. Good to have you guys. So yes, Kyle has one. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to dive in and talk about is how to use LinkedIn, how to use the power of connection. I'm going to tell you a quick story on how effective LinkedIn actually can be for your business. When well, first of all, most of my jobs have come from LinkedIn, and that is in the tech industry, of course, but most every opportunity was a referral, was through some connection in LinkedIn. So that's a testament in itself. But when I was moving from the mainland out to Hawaii, and most of you know, I lived over there for 4 years, that's a big difference. Like no connections. I had no one in that industry over there. So I actually started doing LinkedIn social connecting and finding people that were strategically in the industry that I needed to have. And by doing that, I was able to align myself with so many pillar people. One gentleman was working for a hospital, and I literally was just reaching out to people and networking as much as I could in that area. So, and I did not know what island I was going to be on at the time when I decided to move. So I actually was hitting all islands, not just one. So Oahu, the Big Island, Maui, Kauai, everywhere, to find these connections. Turns out I was able to build relationships on all of the islands, and I strategically aligned myself with the BNI, or Business Network Institute, I think is what it is, BNI groups, because I had mainland connections for that same group. And so I was able to create a relationship with a marketing company without even being on the island. I was able to meet some of the people who have gotten me many amazing opportunities on the mainland and in Hawaii. And so it's, if you do it right, and what we're going to talk about today is how to do it right, how to build your network up in LinkedIn and use it as more than just a social media platform. So you can post content. I actually don't, but you can, and you should have valuable content that you're putting out to your industry. Now, some of you might say, "Hey, Tessa, I have a social app, or I have something that doesn't align. Why do I need to network? Why do I need to be over on LinkedIn?" And the simple answer is everybody is connected and you could find the perfect person who is your next developer, who is your next main investor. You could find somebody who's going to be an operations director for you. So so much of your business can thrive when you are using LinkedIn. So let's dive in. Hello again. Hello. So LinkedIn profile, we're going to share my LinkedIn profile, and we're going to talk about what you can do in your profile to set your business up for success. So I'm going to share this screen, and we're going to dive in. I know it's going to make it look a little funny for a second. Don't worry. Actually, let me pull this over here so I can keep an eye on y'all. So now okay, so now you can see my LinkedIn profile. Again, let me know if you have a LinkedIn profile. I know that I saw Kyle has one, so I know we had a lot of people pop in. Let me know if you have a LinkedIn profile. You don't have to put the link in there, just let me know if you have one. So a couple characteristics of LinkedIn. Um, the main thing is that it is a business resume, right? So if you are new and you have a brand new profile, you do want to fill in the basics. So you want to fill in an about section, a title. You're going to see my title, which is this crazy thing here. And that's because I don't want my title to just be what I do. It's not marketing. It's not web designer. It's what is the outcome that people are going to get? What is the outcome that your app helps people to do, or that outcome of what your product helps people to do? You could say CEO, but you're just gonna, I mean, that's like everybody else, right? You're the owner, you're the CEO, whatever that might be. But that's not really telling them what they're going to get from it. So like Vanessa, she's helping people to disinfect their lives and keep themselves safe. So, whatever it is that she's doing, I actually use icons or emojis in my title. And that way it stands out when people look at it and they can see exactly what I want them to see. One other thing is this little sound bite here, and it's normally for name pronunciation. You can actually use it for other things. So, you are probably not going to be able to hear it, but it is me talking. So if you haven't gone to my profile, I don't think you can hear it, but maybe. But that is another area you can actually put a little soundbite in. And then I have a local area. So in LinkedIn, I am saying where I'm at. And so you do want to put in where your main network is that you want to be building. So if you are in a little tiny podunk town, but you want to be networking in a bigger location, like say Atlanta for me. I want to go to Atlanta. I'm going to change my location here and most likely have a virtual mailbox over in Atlanta so that I can actually have this whole system built out. I know we have a lot of partners from all different areas, and so they may be focusing on a different area other than where they live. But this does make a huge difference in who you are introduced to, because it is locale based. And so if there's other people from Knoxville that are looking around, they're actually going to see me because I'm in the same vicinity, right? They're trying to build communities. Now you can force the system to go outside of that as well. But it is, oh my gosh, Bongo, yes, 100%. It's pretty much for anyone in recruiting. Yes, from a job standpoint, but surprisingly, like I said in my story in the beginning, I was able to build relationships, not just job opportunities. And you'll see I have a lot of chats going on down here. I actually, when I turn on what I call social selling, LinkedIn social selling, when I am actively looking for people, I am able to produce, 8 appointments a day if I want. I can fill my schedule 100% full. It's all about the messaging. So what is it that you're going to talk to people about? But let's go back, because I want to just go through this profile. I'm going to talk about the profile first, and then we're going to talk about how you can reach the people that you want to reach and start those conversations so that you can build up that audience of people who can help you and that might need you, but more importantly, help you. So first off, if you have not connected with me yet, please go to LinkedIn and connect with me, because I am going to show you some features, and you might be able to tell me how I can help you network with people. But I'm going to put that profile in. So if you scroll down, and I'm in my edit mode, so it's not just the public view of what people are seeing, but I'm looking at the edit view. A couple big things to look for. Obviously, if you are producing content, you can turn on creator mode. And I actually didn't do it today because I wanted to show you guys what a regular profile looks like. Creator mode is going to push up content that you're producing to the top of your profile, so it's easier for people to see that. I love that when you're creating, like I know Bongo, you're going to create a whole bunch of content. We have so many partners who are actively pushing out great content. So the about section, okay, guys, you can use images, you can use spaces, numbers, however you want to make this look. Please use something because just a plain old about section is really hard to read. So I do have, what's the benefit? Again, what do we do? Why do they work with me? Blah blah blah. I mean, this is old, so don't judge it. But I have to update. But I am really good at helping people alleviate stress, or at least taking the stress for them. Your about section should have contact information in it, guys, because there are contact fields, but it's good to have that. Reiterate what you want people to do. If you want them to network with you, if you want to set up a time, you may have a booking link that you want to put into your system as well. So featured, this is a great place to feature your business. That I have a PDF in here, but you could put a PDF of your product. So maybe you have a sales sheet from us, put your PDF of the product in there. You could put testimonials. These are great for testimonials. You can actually feature a post, an article, a link, or you can add media. So if you have videos, awesome. Put your videos up in here. Start using this profile more. So you can see I have about 7,000, almost 8,000 followers. That is just from literally building those relationships, going out, finding the people that I wanted to network with and connecting, requesting a connection, and then building from there. So I did try to meet with all of the people that I have in my network. So you can see some of the posts. I'm actually not going to go there because that will get us down a rabbit hole. You do want to put the businesses that are relevant to your profile, to what you're trying to accomplish. You don't need to put all of the businesses that you've ever worked for in the past. Maybe just keep it to the ones that are most relevant. And it's almost been 4 years at IdeaPros. That's shocking. So exciting though. And then you can start building out licenses, certifications. Those are just reasons why people would work with you. But certifications, associations, those are the types of things, education. They're ways that you're going to find other people. So think of everything that's in your system as telling LinkedIn what type of people you want to be associated with. So if I wanted to put, I have more information I can put in here, but maybe I am part of an association, women's association. I can put that in here, and then it will help find people that are also in that women's association and try to connect me to them and suggest me for them and suggest them for me. So the skills section, awesome to do when you have someone who can help verify those skills. I tend to partner up with people in my industry, and this is where I'm going to help, obviously, our partners. I can verify skills that you have, you can verify skills that I have. So use, kind of form those relationships so that you can have something in here as opposed to just having it empty. Hey, I have a recommendation from Fred from forever ago. But definitely getting recommendations is going to help you a lot. And you can actually add projects. So if you're working on your, on the product to launch, you can actually log it in different phases as projects in here. It's really fun. I've seen that a lot of creators do that in the past. Obviously awards, and I do have my association in there, of course. And then interests. So what kinds of things are you interested in? But now let's talk about the most important thing to me. I'm going to stop my screen and just look at you guys so we can see your chats. The most important thing is who can you align with that's going to get you to where you want to go. So in the chat, let me know if you can think of one person that could help you get to where you want to go. Obviously, Fred Carey is amazing, and he's a great kind of point of contact. So his contact base is so strong and has so many amazing people in it that aligning with him might be able to get you an introduction somewhere, right? So that's a good example of it. But let's say, I'm going to just share this other screen so you guys can see. What if you're looking for someone in a specific company? So we're going to share and look here. Okay, so let's say I'm looking for someone who works at a company. So you guys can just throw out something. I'm going to go with Amazon because I recently had somebody ask me, well, how do I find somebody specifically at Amazon? Hey, Crashpad, good to have you. So she said, what do I do to find someone at Amazon? Well, this isn't the case all the time. It's not like you're going to connect with someone in Amazon and be able to get your product any closer to featured or anything like that. But let's say I wanted to see everyone that I'm connected with that's at Amazon. And so you can actually click right here. So this is my network. If you're brand new, you may not have that many people. If you at least connect with me, you're going to have a connection to quite a few extra people as a second connection. But this little section is saying that I have 22 other connections that work at Amazon. So we can go through this list, and let's say I'm specifically interested in working in the creative department, or maybe it's somebody in logistics that I need to get in touch with. So I have the first connection here. This is a person that's connected to me. If I keep going down, I'm actually going to be able to see if there's any second connections or anybody else that I can get in touch with, actually. Oh, here. So you can say, I also want to know second and third. So second connection means that, Jay Benoit, or no, that's Justin Benoit. So Justin Benoit and Brian Fowler are shared contacts. Hillary is not in my network, but I could go to Justin and say, hi, Justin. Hey, I would really love to connect with Hillary. Is there any way you can do an introduction? Okay, so this could be distributors, and it could be any business that you want to get your fingers into. So I know we have somebody, I think it was Starter App, that wants to get in with, I'm trying to remember who you want to get in with. But anyway, they're looking for a specific person. Fred was able to find a way to do the, types of connections that would get him in to have that conversation. Just to make sure that nothing is playing here. I don't think you guys can hear that. I hope. Okay. Good. Awesome. Okay. Sorry. Slight distraction. Something was trying to play music at me and I didn't have my headset in. All right. So let's say you're looking for that connection. Now I can do connect here. And when I hit connect, there's two things: send or add note. If someone just sent you a thing that said someone wants to connect, but there's no words with it, it's going to make it a lot easier to just ignore, right? So want to definitely make sure that you add a note. Now, these are pretty limited. So you have 300 characters. And the way that I do my connections, I have a very strategic approach. I do say that I have opportunities that I think might be so let's see, how do I put it? Mine's a networking one because I used to do a podcast all the time. So I would kind of go with that. My audience really loves to find out more information about marketing. And it seems like you're an expert in recruiting at Amazon. And that's a topic that we're interested in. I would love to connect with you and see if there's an opportunity for us to work together. So that's one way. I'm just like completely flying off the cuff, guys. So that's one way to do it. You might also say, it seems like there would be a really big opportunity for us to connect, and mutually beneficial is another thing I see written a lot of the time. But the goal is to get that door open. So what can you, not just that you're going to need them, but they're going to need you. So how can you offer value to them? What can your connections do? Another way that I've approached it is that, I like to align myself with people who are really making a difference in the world. So I'd love to connect with you and then see if there's ways for us to strengthen each other's networks. I mean, it just really depends on the audience and what industry they're in. But when you connect, you add a note, then it's going to be in the system. If they accept, you'll get a note in the email that you are now connected. So my process was that I would reach out to these people and then I would send a note. As soon as they connected with me, I'd send a note that said, thank you so much for connecting with me. I really love to meet with every person that I'm connected with. And at one point, guys, literally I did connect with every single person that was in my network. I met with them and it was very intentional. I said, no offense, but if you're not willing to meet with me, it's probably not going to be a good way for us to network, because it's not going to be a good way for me to refer anybody. So if you said, Tessa, I really, this first connection, I really want to connect with that person. If I had never met with them, I'm not going to be a very good referral source. So I was very specific about saying I met with everyone that I connected with, did a quick little 15-minute meeting, let them talk about what they did. And then I basically ended it with like, great, well, if there's any opportunities for us to work together, let's connect. And I didn't ask them for anything, never did, because I want to be able to use them at a future date in a good way. Obviously, use them for a connection. Maybe they know the person at Dick's Sporting Goods or wherever it is. So build these connections very strategically. There are tons and tons of tools, guys, tons of tools to make this system, this process automated. Sales Navigator is amazing. It's an add-on to LinkedIn, and it gives you way more opportunity to find the people that you need. Now, it is a cost. Well, shoot, it's trying to reset me, but it does give you the ability to look at certain businesses with a certain number of appointments. It gives me the opportunity to find connections, deeper connections, as well as do more requests for connection. So on average, you're only going to be able to do about 100 connections a week without making LinkedIn really mad. But there are ways to do more per day, but it is going to kind of limit it. So I like to say, generally speaking, just doing 100 a week is a good pattern for you, that you're not going to get blocked or anything by LinkedIn. But be very, very strategic about it. I actually have a spreadsheet and I track to see how many people are actually following me back. Literally, social selling can be very it can be very documented. like how these people are connecting. Okay, here's my message. I'm gonna send this message to them. Here's the call to action that I want them to do. So talk to me, do a meeting. If you're talking with distributors, like this is where I can really see a lot of our partners with products being able to narrow in on some one person at a company that can get a door open for you. So again, connect with me on LinkedIn so they can help you with this process. If there is somebody that's in my connections, I'm happy to do an intro. Super cool thing that you can do in LinkedIn is to have multiple names. So you're doing a two-way intro, right? Three-way intro. So I want to take Leticia and Sean, and I want to introduce Leticia to Sean. Then I can actually type them in. I think I have Leticia. Yes, I do. And then I have Sean, and I believe you're in here, Sean Reed. But let's say it's that, Sean. I could just click on those two people and start the dialogue and say, just wanted to introduce you to, and you guys can take it from here. So that is the best way to ask for an introduction and for them to actually be able to help you with that conversation, because somebody else being connected is huge. It's social proof. It's, hey, this person's real and they are a legit business owner. There's somebody that if you have a lot of connections, which I've seen in the past, I've had 72 shared connections. Like this person is a second connection, but I have 72 shared connections with them. That's huge. Like this person should be someone that, hey, supply chain manager in Amazon, got to be able to connect with those people. So play with your messaging. Think of it as a relationship that you're building. Always make it personal. Do not mass email. Definitely, and I've done this before, do not put the wrong name in the chat. I've seriously read somebody's name wrong and typed the wrong name. It's just like as if you met them and shook their hand. So be careful. And then you can, I know a lot of people say, stalking is creepy, but I wouldn't say know the people that you're trying to meet with. If you're looking at me, you might be able to look at past things that I've done. Do I have videos up? Is there anything where I'm saying, I've got big announcements? Ways that you can actually break the ice and maybe have something in common with me. Obviously, you can search it in LinkedIn, but let me know in the chat if you guys think you could do this. If this is something that you think that you could do for your own business, I'm super curious. Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen that whole time. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. you guys have to tell me this, like no screen is showing. Okay. So you guys were able to see this, right? So this is where I did a search for Amazon. That is the one here. So we have Amazon, and then I have first connections, but I can say more connections there. And then this is where we have 23 shared connections. So Lindsay, she's recruitment at Amazon. Another one that I was just seeing that we had a whole lot of connections with each other, marketing strategist at Amazon. Like, that's a pretty cool person to be connected with. Doesn't have their picture. So I'm like, anything on social media where there's no picture, it doesn't look filled in, I'd just be sort of cautious, because it's very common for people to get hacked or for a second profile to be created. So I just want you guys to be safe. So if you don't see a picture, I would avoid that one unless you see a lot, unless you know that really is a person. Always, hopefully, make sure that you keep your picture and your information up to date on your LinkedIn too. Awesome. Well, guys, that's just a little tidbit on how to really leverage connections, lever the power of association, and that ability to say, hey, we have this person in common. Can you do an intro for me? It's huge. And again, that's the way that I got into the marketing companies that I did in Hawaii. Would not have been able to do it without LinkedIn and the connections that I made there. And I still have those connections that I made now. I mean, literally the hospital connection that I had in Hawaii has I've worked with for 6 years now in other nonprofits, and now I'm on the board of Road to Carefree Clinics because of him. So you never know. These are friendships too, and always treat it like that, that you're going to nurture these. They're people that mean a lot to you, that you want mutually beneficial things, great things to happen for everyone involved. And then it really does work, but you have to feel that honest, true connection, and make sure that you let me know if you are diving into LinkedIn and you have any questions. Obviously, you can always pop on our social media channels. So it is on Facebook. We are live at noon Pacific time every Friday, and YouTube as well. And we also have our Instagram channel is official Fred Carey. If you haven't checked that out, you can go over and follow Fred for some inspirational content. Thank you so much, Sean. And I'm just going to peek back out. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And let's see what you guys have to say. Oh, thanks, Sean. Thank you. Great information from Stephanie. Odin says it's a great idea. Now, Odin is amazing at networking too. If you haven't already connected with Odin, he's awesome. He's a marketing coach. He's awesome. So you guys should. I know a lot of our partners have already connected with him. And Vanessa, yes, thank you. And Vanessa with Zwizzy. And I don't know if you put in your channels, but guys, go ahead and put your channels in. Vanessa also said it's a great way to advertise and to help with seeking employment. But shouldn't we be careful about the number of things that we add? Yes. So to some extent, I think people are going to consume what they want to consume on a page. I always start the about section, title, if nothing else, I forgot to tell you guys, super, super secret. The title is often the only thing that shows when you go to a person's profile. There's an email that goes out from LinkedIn that says, hey, so-and-so is checking out your page. Now, if there's a bunch of people checking out that person's page, then it's going to say one person and then a compilation like the other people as well. But at least one person is going to get featured on that email. It's a free email that does definitely arrive in people's inboxes. And so your picture, your title can show. So the most important things to me, picture, your cover image, and your title. Once you've got those down, you're going to go to your about section. And then past that is experience and content. Experience is kind of more like a resume. So what you want that to do is more show maybe the strength of what you're doing now. So a lot of people put their jobs that they had before. That's not what you're necessarily looking for, because you're not looking for a job, guys. You're looking for partners, right? So you want to be able to put that kind of information in there. the associations that you are attached with, the awards. What can you say about you that's going to make other people think that you are, to help them to understand your credibility, right? So it's all about credibility. Testimonials, huge. Make sure you are asking for testimonials. And guys, I know Odin helped me with this a ton. Testimonials are going to be literally you recapping something that someone said and sending it to them and saying, hey, if you wouldn't mind, you said this awesome thing about me, my product, working with me. Would you mind putting that out as a testimonial on blah, LinkedIn, Google, wherever it is, right? Sending it back to them in a polished form is much more likely to get put up as a testimonial, or in the recommendation section on LinkedIn. If you just ask someone to write a testimonial for you, it's going to take them forever and they may never do it. So just form it back for them. Odin's great at that. He basically did an interview and then captured what he wanted from that and was able to put up a testimonial from me. Video testimonials are great too. So again, it's not too much information if you're being very strategic about it. And I would stay away from just putting all the junk in there. So you be very specific about what your business needs now, as opposed to what you've done for your whole entire life. Like, you don't need all that. In fact, I need to take some really, really old stuff off of mine. So yes, getzwizzy.com. Vanessa actually has product coming very soon, right? So you're getting in almost ready to buy. I know Sean Reed, if you could put your link in there, I'd love to put that up too. Oh, I like this. Genuine interest, honesty, and effort go a long way. Absolutely. 100%. It's all about being a friend. I mean, I can't think of it any other way. When I meet with people and from LinkedIn, I care more about what it is that makes them excited. What did they do? What I ask, what are they passionate about? And most of the time, I have nothing is said about me at all. And that's just because it's the first step. It's a baby step in a relationship that you can grow, for sure. I love it. Awesome. And Crashpad, nice to have you here, Ken. And you guys go check out crashpadproducts.com. I have the hitch myself. It's a hitch guide, keeps your car safe. So when you're pulling your trailer or you're moving your car backwards, the trailer doesn't dent your truck. Let me tell you, it's awesome. Sage scheduler. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go for the weekend. Thank you so much for being here with me. I know from the Sky Dock in Santa Rosa Beach? Okay, you are ski dock. Oh, I'm so jealous, Kyle. Man. Well, I want to let you guys go so you can have a wonderful weekend. We will see you all next week, Friday at noon Pacific time. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get reminders when we go live, guys. We'll see ya. Thanks.